up, guys? So with the 2020 Primetime Emmy Awards just a few weeks away, I thought, seeing as though you guys liked my reaction to the nominations of the Emmys, I would do a predictions video of who I think are going to be the winners of the Primetime Emmys this year. I don't normally cover the Emmys on my channel. I usually do Oscar prediction videos. If you want more Oscar-related content, then do consider hitting that subscribe button. I talk a lot about the Oscars. But yeah, the reason I felt comfortable doing a Primetime Emmys prediction video this year is because I've watched a lot of TV in lockdown. Yes, the one good thing to come out of COVID is that it's given me more time to watch so many great TV shows. So yeah, I've watched them all. I've binged through The Crown, Ozark, Little Fires Everywhere, The Mandalorian, Schitts Creek, Succession, Marvellous Mrs. Maisel, you name it, I've watched a lot of TV. Not all of it, but most of it. So I'm feeling pretty confident, and I think I've got a pretty good idea of who I could see winning the Emmys this year. If you guys do like the award season, like the Oscars, then do consider hitting that subscribe button. If you do like this video, hit that like button. And be sure to let me know your Emmy predictions in the comment section down below. Whether you agree or disagree with my predictions, please let me know. I'd love to hear your opinions. You can also follow me on Gold Derby. I'll leave a little link in the video description down below as to what my final predictions are on the night, on September 21st. So yeah, basically just gonna go through all 23 of the categories on Gold Derby and say who I think is going to win. And I will be watching the Emmys on the 21st of September, so if you want to hear my reactions, then be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are also in the video description down below. So the first category on Gold Derby is Comedy Series. Now this really is a two-way race at this point between Schitts Creek and the Marvellous Mrs. Maisel. Now this could easily go to Marvellous Mrs. Maisel because it has won in this category before. It did win last year because it went to Fleabag, but obviously there's no more Fleabag anymore, so it could go to anyone, and Marvellous Mrs. Maisel does feel like a safe choice. However, I think it is gonna be Schitts Creek. The beloved Canadian sitcom has slowly blossomed into a mainstream darling. So many people, myself included, were so slow to realize the brilliance of this wonderful sitcom. And yeah, I got into the show just as it was coming to an end. I was like, no, I just found this show, why is it ending? And it seems to be that way for a lot of people. It really does have a mass appeal now. It's the Emmys' last chance to honor the show. It won't be the last time they'll get a chance to honor Marvellous Mrs. Maisel. So I feel like there will be a tender sweet spot of love and appreciation for Schitts Creek, and I think it is going to be the winner of Best Comedy Series. So my bet is on Schitts Creek. Alright, so next up we have Best Comedy Actress, and just like Comedy Series, this is again a two-way race between Schitts Creek and the Marvellous Mrs. Maisel. On one hand, you've got Catherine O'Hara from Moira Rose, and then you've got Rachel Brosnahan as the titular Mrs. Maisel. Now, it could go to Rachel Brosnahan. She has won this before. Again, it's like the safe choice. However, I think, again, it is going to be Catherine O'Hara for the amazingly, wonderfully quotable Moira Rose. Catherine O'Hara is one of those actresses who has been doing such consistently good work over the years, but never really has had her moment in the spotlight, if you know what I mean, and her being such a massive industry veteran and their last chance to honor her, I think Catherine O'Hara is going to take home the gold for playing Moira Rose. I mean, the last season, what with The Crows and Patrick and David's wedding, where she officiated, her wonderful Moira-isms, and the accent that only Catherine O'Hara seems to know how to do. She's become such a legendary character of not just the show, but TV in general. So my prediction is that it's going to be Catherine O'Hara for Moira Rose, baby. Alright, so next up we have Best Comedy Actor. Now, I love Ted Danson in The Good Place. I would love to see him acknowledged. However, this is probably going to be the year of Schitts Creek. I really love the idea of seeing both Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, the matriarch and patriarch of Schitts Creek, both receiving awards for 6 years worth of incredible work. Their comic timing is phenomenal. Their chemistry together is brilliant. And I think that's a really good narrative and storyline to see both of those two veterans of the comedic industry be up there together. So my money is on Eugene Levy. Alright, so next up we have Comedy Supporting Actress. I just want to say I really love that Darcy Harden got a nomination for playing Janet on The Good Place. I think she's really underrated on that show. It's so nice that she got a nomination. I also really love Annie Murphy as la 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 la, a little bit Alexis on Schitts Creek. But yeah, I don't think she is going to win. The obvious choice is Alex Borstein for The Marvellous Mrs. Maisel. She's won this 2 times before as Susie Meyerson, and I think she probably is going to snatch up a 3rd trophy this time around. I would love to see Annie Murphy win it, or Darcy Harden, but I think the obvious choice is Alex Borstein, so that's where I'm making my prediction. Alright, so next up we have Comedy Supporting Actor, and what's interesting here is that Dan Levy is currently #1 on Gold Derby for playing David in Schitts Creek. However, I don't know if it's going to be him. I wouldn't mind seeing him win it, but I think Tony Shalhoub is probably going to steal this. He's probably a safer pick, I think, in my eyes. And also, I think Schitts Creek is going to win Best Comedy Series, and if it does, that means Dan Levy is going to be acknowledged regardless, because he was the showrunner of Schitts Creek, so he's probably going to be up on that stage receiving the award for Best Comedy Series. Yeah, I think Tony Shalhoub's got this one. Alright, so next we've got Comedy Directing, and I think the choice is obvious. It's going to be for Happy Ending, the series finale of Schitts Creek. It was just so pitch perfect, that episode. It was sweet, tender, emotional, funny. It ended just as perfectly as you would hoped it would, and yes, it was a happy ending. No sexual pun intended, even though the episode made fun of that itself. Next up we have Comedy Writing, and again, I think this is gonna go to Schitts Creek for happy ending. I would like to see The Good Place win something though, and this is second for writing for the episode Whenever You're Ready, and like Schitts Creek, this was also the final season of The Good Place, and it would be nice to see it honored somewhere. But yeah, I still think it's going to be Happy Ending, which is the Schitts Creek finale. Schitts Creek is definitely the comedy series of the moment right now. Alright, so next up we have Best Drama Series, and I have seen Succession, Ozark, The Crown, Better Call Saul, The Mandalorian, and Stranger Things. Haven't seen The Handmaid's Tale, and I haven't seen Killing Eve. However, out of all these nominees, I really want to see Ozark win. I think it's the best drama series. I think it's such addictive TV. It's in the same league of quality like Breaking Bad was. The characters are rich and complex. It's beautifully shot. It's just such good TV. And I don't think it's going to win. I think Ozark is one of the most criminally underappreciated TV series we have right now. It's such a sleeper hit show. The people who watch it love it, but not enough people watch it. And I just started watching Succession because of how many nominations it got at the Emmys, so I thought, well, I might as well check it out and see what the hype is all about. And I have to say, it does live up to the hype. It is a very good TV series. It takes a little while to get going, but once you're invested, you're invested. And I think it is going to be Succession that wins Best Drama Series. I think it's a little bit more accessible to the Emmy voters. It's very topical, it's well written, it's very cinematic. It's essentially a family drama, but you know, about billionaires. Very much a thinly veiled drama series about like a Rupert Murdoch type figure. And now that Game of Thrones is finally finished, it's kind of HBO's pride and joy when it comes to their lineup of TV shows. So yeah, I want Ozark to win, but I think it's going to be Succession. But I do want to hear from you guys. Who do you want to see win Best Drama, and who do you think will win Best Drama? Alright, so next up we have Best Drama Actress, and this is a tough one this year. I actually think it's a 3-way race between Olivia Colman for The Crown, Jennifer Aniston for The Morning Show, and Laura Linney for Ozark. Olivia Colman is so beloved. Personally, I don't think she had a whole lot to do in The Crown. Laura Linney, however, is my personal pick. She was an absolute powerhouse in season 3 of Ozark. She was the best thing about that season, particularly the closing episodes of the season and how they wrapped up the storyline with her and her brother Ben, played by Tom Pelphrey, who, in my opinion, is one of the most robbed actors at the Emmys this year for a nomination. He should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor. She is incredible in Ozark. She does not get enough attention and recognition for her work as Wendy in Ozark. Interestingly though, she is #1 on Gold Derby right now, and she is who I want to win. She deserves it. However, I have this sneaking suspicion that Jennifer Aniston is going to sneak in there and take home the Emmy. Jennifer Aniston is so beloved. She's had a career resurgence in the last few years. She already won the SAG Award for playing Alex in The Morning Show. The show itself is also very topical, and yeah, she is incredible in it. So I can see her coming in and snatching that trophy away from Laura Linney, who I personally think is more deserving than Jennifer Aniston. But we'll wait and see. Alright, now we're moving on to Best Drama Actor, and again, I would love to see Jason Bateman win for Ozark, but It's not going to be Jason Bateman, despite him being one of the most versatile actors we've got right now. It's definitely going to go to Brian Cox for Succession. There's no denying the gravitas of Brian Cox's performance as Logan Roy in Succession. He's taking home that trophy. Alright, next up we have Drama Supporting Actress, and you guys know what I'm going to say. I'm for Team Julia Garner for Ozark. I think she is so good in that show. However, I think it is going to go to Helena Bonham Carter, and deservingly, she is phenomenal in The Crown. She might not be in every episode, but the episodes where the focus is on her, she's just magnificent as Princess Margaret. And yeah, I think Helena Bonham Carter is going to be the one to take home the Emmy. Alright, next up, Drama Supporting Actor. Now this is a category which I actually think is a bit frustrating this year. One of the reasons is because the two actors who I thought were frontrunners to win in this category weren't even nominated. Tom Pelphrey for Ozark and Jonathan Banks for Better Call Saul. I think Jonathan Banks has been overlooked for so long. I thought this year might actually be his year. He's just so consistently good as Mike Ehrmantraut, and he wasn't even nominated, and that actually boils my blood a little bit. However, funnily enough, the #1 spot on Gold Derby is Billy Crudup for The Morning Show. And I thought he was fine in the show, but when I think of the performances in that series, he's not one that jumps out at me, not like Jennifer Aniston did, or Reese Witherspoon, or Gugu Mbatha-Raw, or Steve Carell. He's one of the middle tier performances for me, but he's apparently #1. I mean, I won't be angry if he wins, but I don't think he will win. I actually think this is going to go to a Succession supporting actor. My money would be on Kieran Culkin, who plays Rowan, even though I have a slight preference for Matthew McFadden. Is that how you say? Matthew McFadden, who plays Tom, who's Siobhan's husband. I prefer Tom as a character, but Kieran Culkin is playing a more slimy, memorable little weasel of a character, and yeah, I think he is probably going to be the one to take home Best Supporting Actor at the Emmys. Alright, next up we have Drama Directing, and I actually think that this is where The Crown deserves to win the award. Season 3 of The Crown wasn't the best season in my opinion. However, the episode Aberfan, which was set in Wales with the landslide disaster, that episode was fantastic. The opening sequence alone with the landslide was so suspensefully built to. It was such a powerful episode, so moving, and it was so beautifully shot. For me, that was the, no pun intended, crowning achievement of Season 3. It could easily go to Succession for the Season 2 finale episode, but I think The Crown is going to be the one to win. However, with drama writing, this could be where we see a split, because while the episode of The Crown Aberfan was gorgeously shot, very well directed, and very cinematic, I think the writing in the Season 2 finale of Succession was juicier. I think Succession is going to win for Best Drama Writing. Alright, so next up we have Limited Series. Now, I was a big fan of Little Fires Everywhere. I binged through that miniseries on Amazon Prime in the space of a weekend. I thought it was great. However, I don't think it's going to win Best Limited Series. This really is a two-way race between Watchmen and Mrs. America, and I haven't watched either of those shows, I'm afraid. However, I would put my money on Watchmen because in terms of pop culture, that show has been talked about a lot more, so I feel like Watchmen is going to be the one to win Limited Series. Which brings us on to Best Actress in a Limited Series or Movie, and again, this is a two-way race between Watchmen and Mrs. America. We've got Regina King for Watchmen and Cate Blanchett for Mrs. America. I think I'm going to have to go with Regina King for this. People are really starting to celebrate the wonderful talents of Regina King. I think she is probably going to clinch it. However, I won't be surprised if Cate Blanchett wins. She's Cate Blanchett. Next we have Best Actor in a Limited Series or Movie. The only ones that I've seen are Jeremy Pope in Hollywood and Hugh Jackman in Bad Education. However, they're both quite on the lower end of the predictions list on Gold Derby. So I'm just going to go with the crowd for this one and predict it's going to be Mark Ruffalo for I Know This Much Is True. Haven't seen it, but he seems to be the comfortable frontrunner. Alright, next up we have Best Supporting Actress in a Limited Series or Movie. Sadly, the only person that I've seen in this category is Holland Taylor for Hollywood, and I thought she was fine in Hollywood, but personally I was expecting Patti LuPone to get a nomination here instead of Holland Taylor. So yeah, I don't see Holland Taylor winning this. Again, I haven't seen any of those performances apart from Holland Taylor, so I'm gonna have to go with the frontrunner, who is Jean Smart for Watchmen. However, when it comes to Best Supporting Actor in a Limited Series or Movie, I feel very confident in my prediction that it's gonna be Jim Parsons for Hollywood. After The Big Bang Theory ended, Jim Parsons couldn't have landed a better role. He was great here, got to see a completely different side of his capabilities, and I think Jim Parsons is the one to win. When it comes to directing a limited series or movie, the only one that I've seen here is Little Fires Everywhere, and I would love to see it win. I just don't think it will. So I'm just gonna go with the front runner here, which is Watchmen for the episode The Extraordinary Being. For writing for a limited series or movie, again, I haven't seen any of these nominees, but the number one is Watchmen for the episode The Extraordinary Being. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that because yeah, I just don't know any better. For best competition program, it's definitely gonna be RuPaul's Drag Race. Duh, Hammy. Let's get sickening! Yep, RuPaul's gonna be snatching that trophy. And last but not least, we have variety talk show series. I don't watch any of these. The only one that I know vaguely of is John Oliver, who is the #1 spot on Gold Derby, and I'm just gonna say him, because I'm supporting the Brits, woo! Those were my predictions for all 23 categories at the Primetime Emmy Awards for 2020. But as always, it's just one bloke's opinion. What do you guys think of my predictions? Do you agree with me, disagree? What would your predictions be for any particular category? Let your voice be heard in that comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do consider hitting that like button. If you like stuff related to the awards season, like the Oscars, the Emmys, I do have lots more content just like this, so don't forget to click subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming prediction videos. And of course, I will be watching the Emmys on the 21st of September, so if you want my reactions, do follow me on Twitter or Instagram. All those links are in the video description down below. And for more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Airfield, and I'll see you next time.